Hey fellas, how's it going? It's Zach, and I wanted to record this one video before I go on holiday that basically made me look at WoW and be like, do I even want to come back? Definitely not in Warlords of Draenor. That is literally what I'm feeling right now. And what will probably happen is I'm just gonna come back for the last week and just get boosted in the Hellfire Citadel so I can get the the feat of strength, because I already have two out of 3, so I might as well get the last one. But yeah, Arkham on normal is gonna be so fucking easy to kill, or heroic. When the pre-patch hits, if it's still available in the pre-patch, it's just gonna be fucking hella easy. Anyway, PvP Mercenary Mode. This thing is fucking weird. Okay, so I'm sure pretty much every single WoW YouTuber has covered this now. And I'm gonna give my shot on it because, honestly, it's just a fucking joke. What the fuck are they doing? Jesus Christ. Listen, Mercenary Mode is like literally gashing someone with a sword, right? So their guts are just ripped up open, and then putting a fucking plaster over it. Deal with it, bitch. You're still bleeding out of every single side. The plaster ain't gonna hold. It's not gonna fix the wound in the slightest. But yeah, here we are, in development, PvP Mercenary Mode. Good job. How about we rebalance racials? Nope, let's just add an NPC. Anyway, let's read the official stuff. Yeah. They say, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And soon, you'll be able to do just that. In an upcoming patch, we'll be adding a feature that allows you to act as a mercenary for the opposite faction in PvP. First of all, how does that even make sense? Lore-wise, this is 1,000,000,000% bullshit. We're at war with the fucking horde for how long? Since fucking Classic. In Classic, we organized 40-player raids to go kill the enemy's faction bosses, and now they're just gonna let us join their faction for a battleground? What? Anyway, whenever your faction is... Jesus Christ. Okay, whenever your faction is experiencing a long wait time to get into Ashran or unrated battlegrounds, agents of the enemy faction will appear in your base in Ashran. Storm Shield for the Alliance, Warspear for the Horde. Do you know what the answer to long queue times is? For Ashran, just uncap the amount of players, okay? Yeah, that would actually work pretty fucking well. Also allow raid groups. That would also work pretty fucking well. Another thing that would work really fucking well for Ashran is if you actually made it so there was an Ashran instance, like a literal instance, and it would just pile people until it was 100 versus 100 people. And then a new instance of Ashran would be created, where once again people would be bunched up until there was 100 versus 100. That would work pretty fucking well. Let me put that out there. Unrated battlegrounds. Do you know why they're broken? Racials. That's why they're broken. Stoneform and every man for himself. Those are the most broken racials in the game right now. I'm not even gonna argue. My priest is a panda, and I swear our win rate was lower because I was a panda. No shit, it won us a few games, but I can tell you I would have done much fucking better against the TSG if I had a Battlemaster and a proc trinket. Million times better. Similarly against LSD2 with Stoneform to fuck over the solar beam. But no. Yeah. I'm a fucking panda, which means I have a huge disadvantage on the ladder. These agents will allow you to enter Ashran or Battlegrounds disguised as an enemy player and actually fight as the opposite faction. First of all, why would anyone want to do that? If you're Alliance, you want to win. If you're Horde, you do not win. Why the fuck would you go and queue in as Horde? Because you won't fucking win. You just won't. You're gonna get ruffle stomped by the Alliance. Also, how the hell will models work? Let me just put that out there. Will you literally just be your model with a fucking orc mask on top of it? How will you communicate with your BG group? That's just two things that I see that won't fucking work. or it'll just be a workaround, like a fucking private server. But yeah, Alliance players are not going to be doing it, and Horde players are just not going to get the NPC, because there's never a shortage of Horde players that want to queue. Horde has always short queue times because they just get raped, and nobody, well, there's too many Alliance PvPers. Yeah? Oh my god, anyway. When you compete as a mercenary, you'll still earn all the same rewards you would have by winning or losing as your own faction, with the exception of faction-specific achievements. That is like the thing that I don't even know why the fuck they would write there, like probably just to make people tell people, you know, you're not going to be special, you're just literally going to be Horde for 1PG. Yeah. But yeah, you'll also have your race automatically changed into one appropriate for the opposite faction while you're still inside the battleground or arena. Or Ashran, sorry. Okay, so this just means that Horde is going to get equally stomped, no matter what the fuck players are going to be there. The only players using Mercenary Mode are going to be complete noobs. That are just like, okay, I'm on shorter queues, blah, let me just do quick Horde, you know. And they're just going to suck at it, because they're going to get Horde racials, and they're going to suck horribly. The win rate won't change with this. It's not about the players on the factions, it's about the faction imbalance. It's about the fact that Alliance just has a huge population of high-level players. Of high-level, high-end players, I meant. And those players are not going to be switching to Horde like this. They're either going to faction change, or they're going to stay Alliance. And first of all, those top players don't do fucking unrated battlegrounds. Perhaps most importantly, however, you'll experience much shorter queue times, as our matchmaking system will be able to fill up groups much quicker. Perhaps, most importantly. Are you sure it's only perhaps? Blizzard, you are not perhaps here. You are 1000% sure that that's going to help, but it's not. It's a short-term fix. It's literally, as I said, it's like putting a plaster over an open wound. It's not going to help for long, if it will help at all. Our goal with Mercenary Mode is to allow players who want to participate in Ashran or unrated battlegrounds the ability to do so without having to wait through long queues, while still maintaining the spirit of the core of Alliance vs. Horde fantasy. You are ruining the Alliance vs. Horde fantasy. Completely. Don't bullshit me here. How the fuck is a human going into a battleground disguised as an orc Alliance vs. Horde fantasy? Why would I, as a human, want to kill other humans? I would not. If this was real, I would go into the BG disguised as Horde. I would take the Alliance flag, and I would just wait with it until the Alliance came back with our flag, the Horde flag, and I'd just drop it for them so they could capture it. Because that's what I would do in actual warfare. Too much roleplay here, but anyway. Oh, the fuck is this stupid? Wow. We'll be testing this feature soon on the public test realm and look forward to hearing your feedback. You just heard my feedback. I hope you've been very excited to hear that. Anyway, there's 1,000 comments on this. What is the top rated comment? So how about cross-faction speech now? Role players say hi. If you're gonna go out of your way to implement something to allow us to disguise into an enemy faction member and play alongside them, yes, cross-faction speech is pretty much necessary. There's a lot of replies to this. Once again, second highest comment. Rest in peace, faction pride. True! I won't feel like Alliance when I'm killing other Alliance on a Horde side, or like a Horde when I'm killing other Horde on a Horde, you know, that are playing as Alliance. Yeah, the person goes on to say, I don't think that it died long ago, but it's been suffering for quite a while now, and this genius idea is not helping it. I do believe I need to quote here, so that was said by Deverix of Outland EU, of course. And the first comment was by Go from Argent Dawn, role player. Damn. Okay, next comments. Late April 1st, I hope. Fire Halinka, this rogue from Sylvanas. 10 out of 10 name, mate. Terrible, by Vulcan. Rip Faction Pride. What is even the point of Alliance and Horde anymore? Exactly. Boviday from Frostwolf. Hey guys, we decided human racial is just fine, but to ensure balance, you can now queue with Alliance so we don't actually have to solve the problem of faction imbalance / racials. Quote Halinka. Once again, exactly what I said. They're just putting a plaster over a huge fucking wound. Tharok of Proudmoore says, why for PvP? Just makes factions imbalanced. Also, you kill the faction pride. Do it in raiding for shorter queues. Alliance and Horde have to fight together anyways to kill the threats of the current expansion. See now, this is actually the first semi-constructive comment here. I do not agree with the fact that why for PvP. It is, as I said, it will work for PvP a little bit. Because the whole thing of PvP right now is because 94, I do believe, % of players are Alliance on the PvP ladder, and only 6% are Horde. And so those 6% Horde, when they queue, they get ridiculously short queue times because there's the 94% of fucking Alliance queuing. And similarly, the Alliance have ridiculously long queues because there's so many of them. About raiding. I think cross-faction raiding is bullshit because of faction pride, but it is the first, logical thing. Because it just makes sense, for example, in Wrath of the Lich King. I mean, this whole expansion has just been an enormous lore flop. Lore was shit. It was horrendous. It started out pretty decent, and then just stopped making sense. So yeah. Next, Brain Bypass from Auchindoun. Well, that ruins the point of factions. Pretty much agree. Urath from Outland. Loktar Ogar, I'd rather cancel my sub than aid the ally scum. That is the spirit, mate. That is exactly what I did. Lozale from Outland. This is a joke, right? Right? Naroku from Bronze Dragonflight. I'm proud being a member of the Horde, even if we are outnumbered. This is just wrong. Loktar Ogar, I will never help the opposite faction. We are at war, for fuck's sake. Said the panda, of course, but hey. So true! I mean, this is going to be the mentality of a lot of players. A lot of players are not going to use the mercenary system because it doesn't feel right. Oshugun from Ragnaros. When will Blizzard start listening to its players? Why are we getting a childish new feature? What happened to TBC, PvP, or raiding that didn't have 9 different difficulty levels? This is why people play on Phoenix and Archangel private servers. You just keep killing off the game. Just why aren't you listening to your player base? Yeah, let's just talk about that for a moment, because TBC PvP and raiding, the difficulty and the entryway and the levels of TBC raiding are a completely different story. It took so long to get into a raid, it's not even funny. Just watch WoWcrender's TBC in a minute, and the end of that video, it's just explaining the Karazhan attunements, and that takes like 30 minutes of the video, 30 seconds of the video. So yeah, TBC is a different thing altogether. It's a different game. You cannot compare the two. But seriously, I mean, let's just talk about the fact that Blizzard just don't fucking realize how much they're fucking it up. They, as someone points out here, I don't know where it is, but the game went to crap because people wanted something and Blizzard listened to them. And now it's going shit because they're not listening to them. Because people wanted easier, more accessible raids, and what Blizzard didn't realize is they shouldn't have done Raid Finder. They should have just done the flex groups and stuff like that. But in Cataclysm, that didn't feel like a good thing, so they added LFR. That was a bad idea, right? But the player base wanted it. The player base wanted more accessible raids, so yeah, that happened, sadly. Next up with Mr. Pandaria, people wanted more accessible, stuff. And more accessible legendaries, more where people were really pissed that Dragon Wrath and the Daggers were class exclusive. So the cloaks came in, and that was just boring. Pandaria could have been epic with the legendaries. It's a whole new continent. Hell, what if you made the fucking Terrace of Endless Spring epic weapons legendaries? That would just be amazing, but of course that's, you know, missed opportunity there. I would love the Shinkai Executioner to actually be a legendary. Or fucking Gorehowl. Jesus Christ, just make Garrosh drop Gorehowl, please. Anyway, heirloom weapons are more cool, right? Right? No, not at all. I have the Garrosh axe and it looks fucking horrendous. Anyway, so, overall thoughts on Mercenary Mode. It's not going to help anything long time. It's just like putting a plaster on an open, gushing wound. It is not going to fix a single thing. It is just ruining the experience for people. Ruining the immersion, rather. I mean, there's probably going to be some people who just want to jump in as Horde so they can have fast queue times. Other than that, there's literally just going to be the Orc, Mercenary NPC, and Storm Shield all the time. Literally all the time, because there's only 4% Horde that actually PvP. Yeah! This is fucking bullshit. It's just depressing. So, yeah. Quite a shame that they're doing this, because I do believe this is a ridiculously stupid idea. They should literally just buff Berserking, buff Will of the Forsaken. Heck, just buff Will of the Forsaken and people will start flooding back. In my opinion, since undead are literally just humans, dead humans, how about just you give undead every man for himself called Will of the Forsaken? That would be nice, right? Heck, you know what? Never in my life have I wanted Perception back. But right now, I feel like Perception would actually be good for the game. Kinda. Not really. Fuck Perception. Anyway, guys, until next time, see ya.